Hello my angels, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you have landed on this very vlog, then welcome back to what we're calling our mini series. I know life is crazy busy, and I know there are so many of you who might not have the time to watch my like 45-minute, hour vlogs, but you still want to watch the good stuff. So we are doing this mini series whereby you can see the hauls, you can see the how-tos, laying tables, baking, cooking, recipes, absolutely everything under the sun that's narrowed down into 10 to 15 minute vlogs. So today is all about the best foraged literally from my orchard apple muffins. You are not going to recover from these muffins. We are talking about a light, fluffy, sweet and unctuous muffin. We're going to have a crumble top and an icing drizzle. So without further ado, that was a massive fail. Let's make some delicious apple muffins together. And I'm actually dribbling. That is really attractive. Wonderful. Okay. Right, here we go. The pinny is on and everything is out, and I've made an absolute mess already. But what is the point of cooking if you don't get stuck in and have a bit of fun and also nibble on everything throughout? So first things first, oven on, preheating. Get all of your ingredients out, and I would recommend to measure everything. What I'll do is I'll leave the exact recipe in the description box down below. Otherwise I'll be talking about measures forever. Now there is a topping, so there's kind of like two separate, so make sure you've got the topping separate and then the filling. And then what you're going to want to do is get yourself a cupcake tray. You could spritz this with spray, however I just like to use little cupcake holders like this, and I'm gonna do 6 big ones. These are actually my Yorkshire pudding trays, but they make like ginormous cupcakes. So I'm gonna do 2 different sizes. And first and foremost, I'm going to do the topping. So I've got all-purpose flour in here. No, I don't. That's not in there. This is why you need to keep it separate. My goodness, Susie, do you remember? You forgot the egg! Literally. Happens to the best of us. So I've got all-purpose flour, and this is where we're going to be making like the crunchy topping for the top of the muffins. And then I've got granulated sugar, brown sugar and cinnamon, and I'm just going to give that a mix around. Then you're going to also just want to make sure, I'm going to get a fork for this. You want to make sure that you've got no lumps and bumps, and then the butter is also room temperature, and just give that a little bit of a fork around. Mix the flour with the sugar and the cinnamon, and then you're going to want roughly around about 50 grams of room temperature butter. My butter was not room temperature, so I whacked it into the microwave for 20 seconds. And Bob is your uncle. Now you just want to mix this around. Don't sort of, I wouldn't say like whisk it, because you don't want to cream it. We want to create kind of like a crumble texture. That's what we're going for, like big clumps, because these are going to be the little crumbly crumps for the top of the muffins. And these little bad boys are going to make it. So we're going to do the topping first. So there's like the muffin. Do you know the Muffin Man? I could not. So you've got the actual muffin, which is light and gooey and scrumptious. Then you're going to have the crumb on the top, and then you're going to have it drizzled in icing. Good thing I'm having summer rolls tonight, because my gosh, these are so delicious. Okay, so we're getting some little lumps and bumps, which is exactly what we're going for, and that's being made up from the brown sugar and the butter. You could do this with your hands. Essentially, literally, we're just doing a crumble topping. Okay, I can also see my battery flashing. Gosh, I must warble on, mustn't I? My girls are probably like, yes, yes you do. Probably everybody else out there too. Okay, right, that is perfect. And I'm going to set that to one side and go and get myself a fresh battery. We have a new battery and we are now going to start making the muffins. So you are going to want to mix together your all-purpose flour, lots of cinnamon. You're going to need baking powder, baking soda, and a generous pinch of salt into one bowl and just set it aside. Now you're going to want to use either a hand mixer or something like this, a K-Mix or a Kenwood. You're going to want to pop the paddle attachment on, and we are going to beat both sugars. So I'm going to use, if I had like dark brown sugar, I would use that. However, the Demura is going to be just fine, and I've also got some really gorgeous brown golden caster sugar. So we're going to do both sugars and the butter, mix it together in the Kenwood. Right, I've now got my paddle attachment in and secured. We are going to add both the sugars and the granulated dark brown sugar, and also the butter. It's just over 100 grams, and we are going to slowly just beat that together until it's like a really gorgeous, like creamy consistency. We're then going to add 2 eggs, and you can either add yogurt, but I like to use sour cream. I think there's so much sweetness already from the sugar and also the apples that the sour cream, personally, I think works better. So you're going to want to mix this together for roughly around about 2 minutes. You'll lift it up, scrape down the sides, and then probably mix again. Right, just going to want to scrape down the sides and also just take out as much as you can out of the paddle. And we are now going to add 2 eggs. If you don't feel confident just cracking these straight in, then I'd personally suggest to crack them in a bowl first. And then add them in, just to make sure that you don't add any extra crunch that you don't want. So those are the eggs in. We're gonna add our sour cream. It's a cup of sour cream, or sorry, half a cup of sour cream, not a whole cup. Okay. And then 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I always eyeball this. It's a new one. Do not try that at home, please. Oh my goodness. Where's Mark when I need him? Eyeball. Splash more for luck. And then back down about a medium speed. So she wants to turn on. There we go. And give that a good mix together. So don't worry too much if yours looks as though it's curdling. Sometimes it does, and it looks really dodgy. Luckily mine today has not. So about a minute, you want to whisk all of that together. You'll want to push down the sides again. Give it another mix so that all of your wet ingredients are fully combined. And then we'll start to add the dry. And lift this up. Push down the sides. Spatulas are so good for this. Sort of like silicone-y plastic ones. Also make sure you get all the bits and bobs off the bottom as well. As you can see, look, I've got a big clump on my spatula there. And this is just to ensure that we don't end up with big lumps and bumps. And I'm sorry, it is a bit of a messy recipe, but trust me, it's worth every single bite. Okay, so now with the mixer running on a really slow and low, I'm gonna put it on there. we are going to really, really slowly, not turn off, just add in our, what are you doing? She has a real mind of her own, this game mix. A really, really low temperature, speed. We're gonna add in our dried ingredients. It's mummy. Nibble of an apple. And then we're going to fold our apples in. And voila! Oh, it's so good. It is so good. So cinnamony. Oh, I love it. Divine. Right, now we are going to fold in our apples. This really depends upon how appley you want it. I am just going to probably just fold in. I really want to lick the spatula, but I know you guys will tell me off, so I'll refrain. Only spelling carrot on the floor. A carrot and apple. There we go. Okay, maybe I can lick the spatula. Oh my goodness. So good. Should not be licking those. I know. It's got raw egg. Going off camera. Far too seductive. Life is too short. Lick the bloody spoon. Oh, so good. Right, that's going down now. And now I'm going to fold in my apples. I'm going to take the slightly smaller chunks. And then we're going to spoon. And you're just literally just going to fold it in. Slightly larger chunks. I love it. It's in the muffins. It tastes so good. You can actually take this out. If your bowl comes out of your mixture. See, I was thinking about putting Greek yogurt in, and then I was like, I have sour cream. I'm gonna use sour cream. Right. And we're just gonna really, really gently fold the apples in. And this is where you can eyeball it. If you think you've got, like, if it's really battery, add more apples. If not, then you're good to go. Like, it's kind of looking like this. That's what it will look like. Add a few more littlies in there. It's going to be aptly delicious. These are gooey and scrumptious. Okay, I think that that will be enough. And then the real magic happens in the oven, because I'm saving that spatula for later. Yum to the scrum. Because what you do is you bake it at the 200, 205 for around about 5 minutes, and then you turn it down to 170, and then you low and slow, ladies and gentlemen, low and slow. That is where the magic happens. So I am now going to evenly distribute our muffins. A little bit more batter in that one. Ooh, these are going to be so good. A lot of apple in here. Maybe I've put a bit too much apple in here. She was getting excited with the old apples. Oh my god, it's going everywhere. This is not the plan. Not the plan, Leonora. Right, I am now going to put my batter into my little cupcakes. Little tins, I suppose. And then they will be ready for the oven. So I will see you guys in just a jiffy. Time for the topping. So our topping has just been chillaxing over here. Right, I'm getting myself a fresh spoon, and we are just going to sprinkle the topping over the top of our muffins. And trust me when I say, that's amazing. Right, they're going in at 210. I'm actually going to turn that down. 205 for about 5 to 7 minutes, and then we're going to turn it down to about 170. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the behind the scenes and the aftermath. So in the time that the muffins are cooking, I'm going to have a bit of a tidy up, sort this out, and then I'm going to go and get the ladder rack and we can open that together. And our muffins are done. I'll tell you one thing, I have absolutely adored, literally adored, are my Sophie Allport oven gloves. They are amazing, so beautifully lined as well. And as you know, I put my oven gloves literally to the test, and I actually do have a discount code for Sophie Allport, and she's just brought out this cutest fall like autumn collection with like little paws and pumpkins. It's so cute. Anyway, muffins are done, so I'm going to leave them to one side to cool, and whilst these have been baking away, I have been rather busy. One thing that is for sure is that the kitchen is literally filled with the most incredible smell of apples and cinnamon. Just switching that off. And the light off. But I've been a little bit of a busy bee, and I have been prepping the summer rolls. I've also just made a little bit of a satay dip, and then Marcus is coming home with some prawns and some cooked chicken breasts. It's just easier, shred the chicken and then make some summer rolls. So these are going to just cool, but as you can see, look at the crisp on the crumb. Oh, my precious. Completely lost the plot. This one's sort of gone a little slightly over. They're not my most beautiful piece of art ever, but they're going to taste insane. I've just popped them on some cooling racks, not your traditional cooling racks, but actually the little brass grills, just to save the stone or the wood, and they're balancing quite nicely actually. Oh my goodness, there's some pumpkins out already. But they are just cooling and they smell insane. And that is me calling it an evening. I'm going to devour those summer rolls, because the quicker they go down, the quicker I can eat the muffin. Oh! Do you know what? Scrap that. I'm not signing off right now because we need to do the taste test together. And actually Marcus will give us the real feedback. So I'm going to eat the summer rolls, chill for a little bit, and then we will do the apple and cinnamon muffin taste test together. Okay, so I have very, very quickly whipped together a vanilla butter icing, and it is literally just golden icing sugar, a little bit of vanilla essence, a bit of double cream, and then you put a tiny bit of water into it until you get the exact consistency that you would like. And I'm literally just going to drizzle this over the top of our muffins. Oh! And just like that, she looks and smells insane. Okay, so the moment of truth.
Like Christmas.
It smells insane, doesn't it?
Wrapping this cute parcel.
Rafi is having a little McSchnoozle. It looks good. It smells good.
It smells amazing. Divine.
Is it good? Delish?
Amazing.
It's quite a large mouthful. Yeah? Hi, my little teeny baby. Okay, right. I'm going in. I'm going in. I'm going in.
For the second one.
Okay, wait a minute.
Wow.
I need to get the little...
These are absolutely delicious.
Oh my god. It's so good. And the big chunks of apple are amazing. And do you like the crumb on the top? And the icing makes it. Well, here we are. We are on the sofa eating our cupcakes. It's been the dream couple of days and I've loved every second of it with you, but I am most certainly calling it a night tonight. So cheers from us, from two and from one very naughty sausage dog. Marcus, Rafi, Wiggy and Lancelot are still outside, but as always, sending you so much love and we will see you on the next one. Cheers!
I feel like I was half choking when you turned the camera.
You were choking.
Well, I nosed one a little bit too much than I could handle. These are so delicious. Wow.
Right guys, I love you. I'll see you on the next one. And hopefully Mark hasn't choked to death.